Hello. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Today, it is time to learn. Unfortunately, my vision is kind of impaired, so you might see light bouncing off my glasses, but just bear with me. Also, this mic doesn't work. I just use it so you take me seriously. Are you taking me seriously yet? I hope so. Carlo Pietro Giovanni Guglielmo Tebaldo Ponzi, or Charles Ponzi. Charles Ponzi was an Italian con artist born in Lugo, Italy, and he operated in the United States and Canada. He became known in the early 1920s as a swindler in North America for his money making scheme. What was this money making scheme, you might ask? He promised clients a 50% profit within 45 days or a 100% profit within 90 days by buying discounted postal reply coupons in other countries and redeeming them at face value in the US as a form of arbitrage. So, quick aside here because I'm trying to become like disgustingly overeducated and like by default you kind of have to be too. So, yeah. Arbitrage. Arbitrage. Arbitrage is the practice of taking advantage of a difference in prices in two or more markets and striking a combination of matching deals to capitalize on that difference. The profit being the difference between the market prices at which the unit is traded. That's plain English. Fair. Calm down. Arbitrage has the effect of causing prices of the same or very similar assets in different markets to converge, to jam, to meet in the middle. In simple terms, it is the possibility of a risk free profit after transaction costs. Now, for example, an arbitrage opportunity is present when there is the opportunity to instantly buy something for a low price and sell it for a higher price. Buy a crate of egg, 5,000 from your junction. Sell it in your compound, 6,000 in the next 1 hour. Instant. Arbitrage. In reality, investors were not getting their return on investment in such a short period of time because the investment opportunity was so amazing. What Charles Ponzi was actually doing was paying earlier investors using the investment of later investors, and this cycle continued until he ran out of new investors to swindle and he was owing on every side. By the way, my friend drew this. Just slightly out of frame is a portrait of myself. So she drew it, and I don't feel like cleaning it. So you just have to manage it. This does not have anything to do with the fact that Nigeria is a fraudster's paradise. Just deal with it, I guess. Like, don't pretend it's not there because, like, it looks really good, but don't, it's not a part of our discussion today. Right, okay. Now, Ponzi did not invent these kinds of fraudulent schemes, but it became so identified with him that it is now referred to as a Ponzi scheme. His scheme ran for over a year before it collapsed, costing his investors $20 million. He was arrested and faced prison several times, only to come out, do another scheme, get arrested again, and repeat. It's really a thing you have to admire the tenacity. It's like I've seen this thing and it works, and more people are going to fall for it. I don't need to find a new scheme just because I keep getting arrested. I just need to find a new place to start again. Nigeria is no stranger to Ponzi schemes. One of the most popular ones hit in 2015 and was called Mavrodi Mondial Money Box, or as we all know, MMM. But even before that, we had the Umana platform in Port Harcourt and Calabar, Planwell in Edo, and No Specto in Lagos during the 1980s and 1990s. These were wonder banks that would like entice investors with promises of fast-ended returns, only to collapse when new investments stopped. The lack of strong financial regulations in the country plus widespread poverty created a perfect environment for these fraudulent activities to thrive. And guess what? Nigeria is still a very impoverished nation. Shocker. By the way, I'm currently sweating bricks and bullets because I decided to turn off my fan so that you can hear me properly. And I'm also wearing a long sleeved top. So you should like this video because I'm going through a lot. In order to fully explain how Nigeria is a fraudster's paradise, I'm going to break down different fraudulent schemes from most to least seemingly fraudulent. And you'll see what I mean in a bit. But first, let's get through MMM. My laptop is here. I'm kind of reading from it. So, in case my gaze is not on you, don't be sad. MMM was founded by Russian conman Sergei Mavrodi and portrayed itself as a social financial network where members would provide help to one another with promised returns of 30% per month. Now, what that means is if you put in 100K, you would get 30,000 naira each month. If you put in 500,000 naira, you would see 150K each month. And so it went. Now, the scheme gained massive traction because it came during Nigeria's worst recession in decades as inflation surged and banks restricted credit. The timing was perfect, and millions of Nigerians, from farmers to professionals, flocked to MMM hoping for financial breakthrough. MMM had aggressive marketing strategies. They utilized community forums, churches, social media, and that helped it expand rapidly. In the beginning, participants enjoyed payouts for personal needs like rent and school fees, and that kind of blinded them to potential risks. Like, well, I've done it now. That's why I used to pay my son's school fees. So why are you trying to tell me that it's a scam? I clearly have gotten money from it. So, despite warnings from the Central Bank of Nigeria and other regulators, many Nigerians ignored whatever red flags might have popped up. By December 2016, MMM froze all accounts and claimed there was a system overload to prevent issues during the holiday season. The resulting collapse caused widespread devastation. The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation (NDIC) estimated losses at 18 billion, while the CBN pegged it at 12 billion naira. So it's somewhere in the middle, most likely. In the end, many people took their own lives, families were broken, and many more lives were ruined. But did the lesson stick? Of course not. As economic hardship and financial illiteracy grew more and more, so did a wave of copycat schemes. Between 2016 and 2021, platforms like Twinkers, Ultimate Cyber, Get Help Worldwide, Loom, Racksterli, and NBA Forex defrauded billions from Nigerian investors. Twinkers promised to double investments within days, while NBA Forex, which operated from 2018 to 2021, defrauded investors of 213 billion naira by pretending to be a legitimate forex trading platform. Agricultural crowdfunding scams also gained traction, offering high returns masked as legitimate investments. The part that I find most absurd is that MMM apparently came back in 2019 and Nigerians fell for it again. Over 100,000, like 100,000. Do you know how many people is 100,000 people? 100,000 people re-entered the scheme in the first half of 2019, with most of the participants staking up to like a maximum of 2.5 million and a minimum of 1,000. They were being offered between 30% and 50% returns per month. And it's unclear when it stopped operating the second time around because I wasn't able to find anything about it. Maybe it simply faded away, or maybe it has rebranded and is still operating because that would not surprise me. Do you see that? Does it bring back memories? It should. Racksteady started operating around September 2020 and collapsed in 2021. In the beginning, the platform promised that investors would receive mouth-watering return on investment within 30 days. However, as it approached its end, the new promise was that people would get their ROI in 45 minutes. I am actually alarmed. Do you know what it is that people joined? They said that if you give us 100,000 in 30 days, we will give you a return on investment of however many percent, right? And then later, they change their mind and say, in 45 minutes, in 30 minutes plus another 15 minutes, in not even up to an hour, it will give you returns on your money. And you are not afraid. Unlike MMM or CBEX, which I'm going to get to in a moment, Racksterli had a face to the brand. Its founder is one Michael Oti, who managed to get multiple Nigerian celebrities to endorse his platform. Davido, Nancy Sime, William Suchemba, Dino Melaye, and many others were actually on this list. But Davido is the one that comes to mind when people think of Racksterli because it's Davido. Not only was there a face, apparently, Oti would sometimes communicate directly with investors. According to an article from Sahara Reporters, there were audio recordings between him and an investor named Max Okechukwu. The Raxley founder allegedly, kept convincing Mr. Okechukwu to put in more money in order to have his bank account credited with 6 times the original amount within 1 minute. Now, allegedly, again, because I couldn't find the recordings itself anywhere. So I wish I did, actually. I really wish I had. Otsi also urged Mr. Okechukwu to behave like a man and erase fear from his mind. That the firm recently paid over 1,750 investors several millions of naira for their loyalty and faith in Racksterli. According to him, if Mr. Okechukwu paid more money as he requested, all the financial benefits would be withdrawn at once and sent into his bank account. Do we have any guesses as to whether that actually happened? It didn't. CBEX. Look at it very well. CBEX is a very, very, very recent Ponzi scheme, and it started in 2024. Its platform was marketed as an AI driven investment vehicle that promised a 100% return on investment within just 30 days. Investment was accepted exclusively in USD, no disclosed minimum or maximum limit, so it appealed to a broad demographic. You can drop $1, you can drop $1,000, no limits. The platform's website was designed to resemble the well known exchange Bybit, creating a facade of legitimacy. However, there were no affiliations with recognized financial institutions. Now, a key feature of CBEX, like most of the Ponzi schemes that I've mentioned, Rhapsody, and the rest, was its referral driven incentive scheme. People could earn bonuses for bringing in new users, and their rewards increased based on the size of their referral network. We're going to get into more of that nonsense later. Now, despite these incentives, CBEX had very strict withdrawal conditions. New users had to wait 40 to 45 days before accessing their funds, with early withdrawals attracting a 20% penalty. In some cases, users had to recruit up to 12 new referrals before they are allowed to withdraw any profits. This shift from investing to recruitment raised concerns about the platform's legitimacy, but too little, too late. Is this self explanatory or do I need to explain? The target audience for Ponzi schemes of this nature is more often than not students, but mainly men. Men, of course, are the breadwinners, so of course, anything that has opportunity of making millions would be geared and marketed towards them. Nobody is recruiting men to sell medicine or shampoo. Now, if you can remember, my bad. If you can remember, I mentioned I was going to go from most fraudulent to least fraudulent seeming. And that's why we've gotten here. Multi-level marketing, or MLMs, as I'm going to be calling them because this is very long. They're also called network marketing. Now, let me explain. Multi-level marketing is a business model where independent distributors sell products and recruit others, earning commissions on both sales, recruitment bonuses, and percentages of what their recruits earn. Now, let's say I came up to you. I am your course rep, or like I'm an active member of your church, right? And I tell you about this wonderful business you can start with as low as 20K. You'll be selling these amazing products and you can do it from the comfort of your home. Not only that, but if you bring other church members or classmates to register for this same business opportunity under you, you'll be able to earn more. In fact, top earners in the business can even get cars or fully sponsored trips. That sounds like an amazing opportunity. I'd be like, let's not lie, let's not steal. That sounds like an amazing opportunity. And you've likely heard it before, because that's how Oriflame, Forever Living Products, Longreach, Tasly, and many more have been pitched to us or people we know. But if this is such a good thing, why am I talking about it in a video about fraudulent practices in Nigeria? You see, MLMs have a very predatory business model. First of all, you are swindled into believing that you are running your own business selling these products. But what you are really doing is sales rep. You are a sales rep for this company, but instead of us to pay you to represent the company, you are paying them. You are paying them to get the products that you're going to sell, right? You are not even ambassador or just face of the company. You are doing sales rep. It's not your own business. Oh, I'm self-employed. I'm independent. I have a bit. No, you don't. It's not your business. It's really not. Second, any business that operates on a referral basis is more often than not a pyramid scheme. Now, when you first join, you are at the bottom of this pyramid scheme. This is you. Don't compare it to this. This is you, right? This is where you are because you've just joined. You can't make your way to the top just by selling the products. They will tell you that you can. I'm here to tell you that you can't. I'm sorry. The only way to reach the top of this pyramid is to get people under you. And when you get to the top, life is all rosy for you. It's all sweet. It's all amazing, right? You can preach aspire to perspire as long as you like, but you are knowingly benefiting from the losses of your downlines. Everybody in a pyramid scheme cannot reach the top. That's not how it works. Now, let me make this clearer for you. Don't laugh at my brains. This is you. These are other people that this person, maybe somebody here, probably recruited. As they recruited you, they probably also recruited these four people here. If you sell something of 5,000, if you sell something and you earn 50 points per sale, right? They are earning maybe 20 points from that your sale. So they are earning 20 points from your sale, from these people's sales, from this one's sales. Now imagine how much this person is earning from everybody's sales under them. Life is sweet for you if you are in this type of company when you are here. When you are here, sorry for you. And the more points you get, the higher up the pyramid you move. And you can qualify for benefits like handbags and cars and trips. And your downlines here, they'll see you enjoying. And they'll think, wow, if my upline can do this, I can get there too. I'm just not working hard enough. They internalize the failures of a predatory business model and they hold themselves accountable to it. But Rebecca, you will tell me, it's just how things work in a capitalist society anyway. People will be rich and people will be poor. Everybody cannot be rich. I get you. I feel you. I understand you. Unlike Ponzi schemes that have the days they start and the dates that they crash, running with everybody's money, MLMs don't. They might get less popular over time, but they will not just suddenly close up shop after being exposed as fraudulent because they are never exposed as fraudulent. It's just a little business. But because they are operating legally, it's very difficult to explain to someone that their little side hustle is actually terrible and won't get them anywhere. You will sound like an evil enemy of progress. So, how do you know that a multi level marketing opportunity is bad? I welcome you to Google the name of the brand plus the word controversy, e.g., Oriflame. I have a personal hate for this one because my mom's friend used to do it. And I used to see her like struggle every goddamn day from business to business, trying to sell one new makeup, one new lip gloss, just to like keep her points and not go down in the pyramid in the coming month. Why? Controversy. So any multi-level marketing scheme you see, Google the name plus this. In April 2019, the Bank of Namibia declared Longreach as an illegal financial scheme and called on its promoters to cease their operations immediately. Although the company aims to be selling a variety of household, cleaning and personal care products and pet care products, the head of the Bank of Namibia, Zemburuka, said the core activities involve the recruitment of members at a fee. In his own words, participants are encouraged to introduce new members to the scheme to supposedly buy products and earn monetary rewards and progress in status. As a result, the initiating member slows in recruiting and starts to benefit from the contribution of the new members subsequently joining them. Because the business model relies on money paid in by new recruits, the business model is unsustainable and will result in participants, especially those at the bottom of the scheme, losing their money, the statement read. Don't take it from me, take it from the head of the Bank of Namibia. More often than not, let's not lie, let's not steal. Women, married women, single moms, freshers, they sell this dream of financial independence to you, or at the very least, the ability to support your household while not disrespecting your husband by having a real job. They prey on desperation and vulnerability and hit talking points that many people find relatable. And I think that conditioning and miracle culture also come into play here. That's why get rich quick schemes keep finding victims. Think about it. Who do you know that does Oriflame, Long Reach, Forever Living Products, New Life? Is it not some mother or auntie or teacher? It's not a father, more often than not. And I'm trying to do a study into it, like proper research. but like based on my own experiences, based on what I've seen, and then based on people's stories that I saw online from Naira Land to different forums as well. I also searched Reddit because a lot of these countries function out of Nigeria, but like outside of Nigeria, most people have already clocked them. Like, no, these people are scammers. I wish that for my country someday, but I have zero optimism that that will actually happen. Obviously, right, these things don't only function in Nigeria. I am speaking of Nigeria because I am Nigerian, living in Nigeria, and I have seen several times the effects of participating in these kinds of businesses, opportunities, and things of the sort. And I think that one of the reasons this constantly happens, people constantly fall victim to these things, is we have what is called miracle culture. The miracle culture we have in Nigeria is going to kill us all if you know what doesn't first. And let me explain. You go to church, your pastor is telling you that this is your year of financial breakthrough. You've prayed for 2 hours, there's singing, there's dancing, there's offering, there's tithe. You go home. Suddenly, a co-worker texts you that there's this opportunity to make this crazy amount by doing this thing. And you're like, pastor said this is my year of financial breakthrough. And last Sunday, somebody did their testimony of how they bought their car. Me too, I want to do my own testimony. So you also just decide, yeah, let's do that. And that is only one aspect of it, right? There's obviously the fact that Nigeria is a poor country. This is an impoverished country for a reason. This is a very poor country. We're rich in resources, but like the average Nigerian is poor. They're earning less than 70,000 naira a month. Like, let us be serious here, right? So like you are suffering, you're struggling to get by, and you are just passing, and the wind blows this opportunity of getting 200,000 naira in 30 days to you if you drop 20k. Obviously, you are active, right? You want to pay school fees, you want to pay your own school fees, you want to pay your children's fees, or whatever. You have hospital bills to pay, you have something to do, you have debts to pay. This is an impoverished nation, and people will continue to prey on that, unfortunately. Another thing is that Nigerians really love a little grass to grace story. And the more sudden, the better. Even if you've been grinding for the past 10 years, but like it's this year that you blew. It's this year you blew. Nobody cares about the 10 years of work you put into it. It is this year that you blew. Think of um think of working boys, the working boys I'm talking about, when they get their first big payout. They want to show up and show out until they're broke again and back to square one. That sudden boom that will get everyone talking, that's the goal. That's also why CBEX crashed so spectacularly. People got into it and they didn't want to share it because, as we know, it's people that join first that will win big, right? Anybody that joins later when it has already gotten popular, the thing is going to crash. Most people go into this thing with self-awareness. They are very aware that this is a scam and it's going to crash. However, they think, okay, this is still not popular. People haven't gotten into it, so let me go in and get my share of the national cake. And I can't even blame anybody. Sure, go ahead. But like it's all fun and games until you find yourself at the bottom of the pyramid. And then they have closed because of system shutdown and they're no longer there. Who do you meet for your money that you recklessly dropped? You can't even tell your friends because you were keeping it a secret. You didn't tell everybody about this investment opportunity that is so amazing because you wanted to shock everyone. Who is shocked now? Now, what are the signs to know if an opportunity is not as it seems? They don't let you think about it at all. In 2023, I was recruited, or they tried to recruit me for one that is called Tasly. And I went there thinking it was a job interview. It was a whole seminar. There were other people, and it was a whole thing, right? After they finished telling you, oh, I'm in level one, I was poor, but now I have money. Oh, I'm level five, I'm level this. Now I have two cars, now I have this and that. They are now going to tell you that, oh, this opportunity, you can get it for the low, very extremely low price of this thing. And you should pay it now. Not go home and think about it. If you're going home to think about it, that means you're not serious, you're not ready to progress. You have to drop that money now. If you are being pressured to join something, you cannot call anybody, ask anybody, talk to any friends. That's a red flag. One. If it looks too good to be true I need you to understand that things do look too good to be true. If you cannot, they cannot tell you that if you drop 100k in 1 week, you get 150k. It doesn't work. If it looks too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Three. Okay, you can earn money just by signing in every day, oh, but you earn more by referral. Or you can earn money by selling our product, but you will earn more by referral. That's a scam. How many people are you going to refer? Even Temu. Even Temu should count their days. How can you help friends or family members get out of these scams? When you find out, let me know because you will explain and explain and explain and explain and explain. There is nothing you can really do to change their minds until the products that they are selling in this MLM or something, either their Ponzi scheme crashes or the product they are selling gets too expensive for them to be able to afford to buy it to resell, then they just leave it. Maybe at some point they will not think, that thing I was doing 2 years ago. Hey, well, it was a scam, oh. But until then, there's nothing you can really do for them. What is the takeaway from this lecture? All that glitters is probably painted with gold. It is not actually gold. Use your discernment and trust your instincts. If it looks suspicious, it is. If it looks too suspicious, ask your friends, post on Twitter, hey, I saw this thing looks weird. What do you guys think? More often than not, somebody somewhere has experienced that thing too. You are not special. And I think that's the issue. Share the thing on the internet. See other people that have gone through that thing so that you can avoid it. Learn from other people's mistakes before making your own. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that Nigeria is a fraudster's paradise. That's not going to stop anytime soon because the country continues to fall into deeper, 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 deeper issues. But you can do your part by not participating in Ponzi schemes, exposing them when and how you can, and not allowing your friends, family members to fall prey. And now that we are in the age of artificial intelligence, AI generated videos, hold your parents close. Bye.